Hello, everyone. My name is Wade the Wallaby, and I got a warning on Steam. And why is that? Well, I clearly sort of know, but am very depressed about it. I received a warning because I it said I was spamming. Now, if you're saying that this probably is a hacker or something or a bot or something, no, this is actual community guidelines stuff from Steam. Now I have two warnings. One of them is on YouTube because something about a playlist I created. It was supposed to be private, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna trash this YouTube account because this BS. Definitely gonna have to back up on my recordings and live streams, and then post them all at the same time on my new channel. I'm gonna probably create very soon because of that warning. Because I can't. I don't want you know things to happen. Now I did give them something, but I don't know they're gonna accept it because I've been playing Steam ever since 2013, and this is I know all they wanted was get help to how to figure out a way to get Ship Simulator Extremes to work. Now, other people have their games running, so it's definitely me. I've just sent them the crash report. Maybe they can convince them that this was just a something I just wanted help. Um, have you ever had anything like that? I never had. And even though I've been having on Steam, maybe it's actually the oldest thing. I don't want to get banned from Steam. If I get banned from Steam, what am I gonna do? All my games that I paid actual real money, $20 DLCs, will just be useless. What's life going to be like without any games? And all I probably will have would just, Minecraft, Baldi's Basics, Orbiter 2016. All of those um, are not from Steam. That's all I would be playing. 3. Orbiter 2016 would be okay. But, and of course, a Battlefield. Now, to be honest with you, Origin and Battlefield, they're separate. So I think I would be able to play both of those at the same time. I would never thought that Steam would have a warning system. I never read, or at least tried to read the community guidelines because of how long it is. Even people like my mom, you know how long the community guidelines are on YouTube? They're so long, you probably would just be like, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until the point that probably will take maybe even a day for you to read the entire sentence by just saying words what I'm talking right now, the speed. That would just be insane and unacceptable. That means that, every single thing that you would do would just be violating YouTube guidelines. That would just be very, very hard. People would just be terminated immediately. They'll get warnings, then, strikes, and then they would just look at something, especially when most of it are bots. YouTube has a bot system, something like that. It's an automatic system that basically looks for copyright. It literally actually just does it automatically by having a small portion, and it's actually getting smaller each time. And they definitely updating it to make sure that you will lose your money. So that's why make sure if you have any videos that have any copyright, always make sure there's an easy tab that allows you to filter anything that's copyright. You can delete them or you could just modify them if you're an expert. What I do is just delete them and just, maybe in the far 2024 or something like that, I would edit them. I don't think I would survive that long. I think I should say about a very short while, despite, of course, efforts. Even though it actually took me 4 years, or something like that for me to get terminated. And I started YouTube in 2015, something like that. But I've started Steam back in 2013. I was a little boy. I was young. I probably shouldn't be able to play Garry's Mod. I don't even know why my mom don't even let me play it. Of course, this was at the time when my dad was here. He always threatened me. And we also had that swing set, and that was little enough to play with it. I remember one time he, I don't know what he did, but my dad always, said that he was going to delete, or I should say, disassemble the entire computer. He was insane. I can't believe he's not here anymore. He's in Montana, which does not make any sense. If you don't know where I live, I definitely give my locations. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think he would do it when he's here. Ever since I'm old and I pretty much know about the basics of a computering, actually maybe more than that. If you know the basics of computering, you probably know how to start the computer, know a little bit about the plugs, and just know how to use it. Why am I still talking about that? Well, because, it's ridiculous. My hair is long. What do you think? If this does not work, I will have something permanently that will basically probably destroy my revenue of Steam. Steam is my life. And when somebody or something ruins it and it was just an accident, I don't do things on purpose. I do them on purpose for a reason. And it's probably just my autism. And what I do is I want answers. I want answers of what I'm trying to do, and my mind goes immediately try to figure out as possible. I'm not doing it because I'm going to be somebody that wants to ruin things. No, I want answers, and I give them. I give evidence. I just, somebody in the Steam community will help me about how to fix Ship Simulator Extremes. Now, however, somebody did recently post some screenshot that was actually on March. Now, remember, it did not say the date, so that meant this was this year. So, I have an idea. Not an idea. Here's the problem. Ever since 2019, by the way, I actually did have Ship Simulator Extremes in 2011, or something like that. And I actually played it without the Steam version because at that time, I didn't have Steam. Until later on, when in 2016, my computer crashed, and of course, I lost all of my stuff. And only the Steam games were alive. So I decided, well, if I'm going to have my games I had to pay, of course, because I'm too lazy to, there might be a way to say, hey, I already have it. Maybe I can get it for free. I'm too lazy to do that, and they probably won't believe me. So that's why I just rebuy it, And then, of course, I love Ship Simulator Extremes. And every time I see a game like Battlefield 1, like in a boat scenario, I always enjoyed driving ships. I don't know why. Especially ships that are actually realistic. I've driven real boats in real life. Not ships. No, I never drove a ship before. But I bet you I can drive a ship. Yeah, definitely. And be like, yeah, I can fly a rocket and a boat. Go figure. Oh yeah, if you can't drive a rocket, you can drive a plane. I'm a bit of a, I'm good at flying a CRJ. Landing a CRJ is sort of easy. But don't get me started on a 747. I don't even have a pilot license. And I'm really good at it. My dad tells me some things. I know this might be off topic, but my dad always told me, use your flaps. And I always never believed him. But I thought flaps were cheating. Why would you use flaps? They're cheating until it's necessary. But why would you? I can pretty much land without flaps. It's actually, I think, maybe even more easier without flaps. And that sounds crazy, but I can actually land planes without flaps. Why would well, unless if you need to slow down, but it's worried about me getting stalled. If you ever flown in an airplane, I actually have flown an airplane. Actually, not once, but a couple times at that same date. So technically, it would be one, but I have flown multiple different planes. I think one of them was an Airbus, but I've flown two planes but that was in 2014, and that one was going to the desert, and that one was my favorite ever trip because not just the airplane, but especially even though I live in, of course, the Midwest, of course, and there's like, it gets cold out here, warm out here. It's the Midwest. It's around where Illinois is. You get crazy weather over here because, I've been to Chicago, I believe, 3 times. And trust me, I haven't been there ever since. A long time ago. Chicago is a trash place. A lot of crazy people go there. But oh boy, you did not want to go there when there was, of course, alcohol prohibition. Jeez. Especially that gangsta guy. What's his name? El Chapeleo or something? Yeah, he was nice in public, but he's evil with non-public. He was ruthless. He always was doing bad things. Yeah, I know history. Yeah, you can fly a plane. You can fly a freaking rocket, or at least know how to operate mechanics. I'm still rusty, but that's actually just normal. You can drive a ship. What about a submarine? Well, I never been in any submarine games, but I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing as driving a boat, or I should say an airship. What about mining? I don't know. My mom knows how to drive a mining equipment because she's been down there. What else? What else I can do? Well, trains? Yeah, I didn't know how to drive a train. Been a while since I drive a train. On Train Simulator. I try to get my dad tried to get work on this computer. He said it would not work, but I said please. He's like, okay, but it's not gonna work. And he was right. I don't know why, but I remember my dad got a mod on there, and it had this giant jet engine, and he told me it was a mod or an add-on. And then of course, later on, there's different ones. So yeah, I can do pretty much all transportation vehicles. I'm not sure about mining equipment because there's no game about mining. Not that I know of. There is one, but it does explain it. Haven't you noticed that there's no coal mining simulator that's like a proper working, something that to demonstrate, simulate coal mining? Why can't they have that? Maybe because it just explode. What? There's no there's train simulator, then there's but there's mining simulator, but there's no Pacific coal mining, because coal mining has different machinery than anything else. Yeah, it sucks. But I've been all right. Change the subject. Yeah, I probably oh my god, I had the weirdest dream. I'm not gonna talk about the dream because it's kind of weird. And probably, I think I should keep it to myself. It was epic, but I think I should just keep it to myself, especially. I tell you, it's not sexual. It was just, I don't know what to say about it. All I can tell you is it was something about police officer and me being a police officer going to this, something like that. I'll give you that. Oh, maybe that's because, I don't know, I was acting very strange, but I guess I'll keep that private. just for my safety and pretty much everyone's safety. And it's not necessary to talk about that stuff. I like to talk about things like gaming and stuff, history. One time, my mom almost died when she almost bled to death in 2017. I've saved her from blood loss because of a stupid box that cut her leg. It was a bloodbath, basically. She almost had like maybe half a gallon of blood, something like that. She lost a lot of blood. It was me that saved her because I was actually more calmer, and she was freaking out. She was in shock. And one box did that. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It was actually me and the 911 person helping. That's a definitely emergency when your mother is bleeding to death, especially from a box. Don't you? Oh man, somebody needs to add that to like a series or something. The weirdest ever accidents. Yeah, that's a weird accident. Getting cut by a box and had to get like 21 stitches. It looked like a shark. It like the it was her leg. Oh man. Sadly, Nanny cleaned up the mess early before we got any pictures. Then, of course, one time I went to the hospital because there was something in my belly button. Now, I've actually told you about that. Remember that story? They looked inside of it. It was sort of emergency. It was children's hospital because they were more safer. And what was it was the wait, basically. It took us a long time to wait because other people, because I guess they can't afford for I should say doctor's appointment, because I don't think you have to pay money for a doctor's appointment, but when you're poor, you don't pay. It's something weird like that. And because we had a lot of money, we had to pay debts and a lot of other things. And just for that scene, for my belly button, we had to pay like so much money. I think we got in trouble for some reason, but my dad took care of it because he's the budget guy, he's the father, and he's in Montana because he was being a little pussy because he thought he would get fired from Brown Smith and Wallace. He'd be like, "Oh my God, they're gonna fire me if I." What a pussy! Seriously, why would he even so? He's such a weird guy. I mean, he's an IT guy, but when it comes to that, it's just what? Oh yeah, I did not get any sleep. That's just great. Don't you think this should be called like a talk stream about my feelings? And that's what I do. It's just I'm a good person, but when it comes to other people, they just abrogate me to the point. When there's a good thing, there's always a bad thing. It always turns out like that. So whenever time you have a good thing, you got to prepare for a bad thing. Like maybe somebody will, not necessary, but when it comes to internet things, like you get terminated on YouTube, or especially when something's great, you have a great time and then something happens, all of a sudden you bad luck. My thing happens up and down. I'm not sure with other people, but what happens to me is there's something great that makes me just happy, and then just evil, like what happened to me, especially, that's why I'm always upset, because there's no other way of being happy. I barely even smile at all. This is what the internet has done to me. This is a cult. The internet cult, basically. There's no way out of it. And even though I have the best living conditions, other people have worse living conditions. That's unfair. They're probably having a good time and bullying people. Well, what am I saying right there? Hold on, that did not make sense. I said the wrong way. I think I just need my medication. I did not meant to promote bullying people. No, I meant what? Oh my god, what am I even saying? You're probably looking at me like, what are you saying? I have. Do I answer you? Okay, I'm gonna say, have I ever bullied somebody? Well, not exactly, but never. I don't tend to bully people or troll people. But when it comes to people that are trying to troll me, not troll me, but bully me, it's mostly bullying. I get bullied on the internet a lot because they think that I'm a good for nothing and they call me names. You know, I mean, I'm just guessing that's bantering, but they don't understand about autism. So what they do is they just keep doing it, and what I do is negative. I don't know how to banter, and that's why people always get me, and I rage because you know I get upset, especially on those servers, and they just want to look into me and find out ways to trigger me, and it makes them happy. They love when somebody's in stress. Maybe, hopefully, and because they know that it makes them trigger. They want you to leave the server, and I'm not a pussy. What I do is I try to make. I'm not a person that does bad things. I don't intend to do bad things. Have I ever done anything bad? It could have been an accident, but I don't do it on purpose. I mean, there might be some accidents I have done. Maybe it was just a big accident, but I'm getting even older, and the more older I get, the more I learn. It's like, this is what YouTube is like. You're basically, being happy and stuff, and then you accidentally did something, okay? So YouTube is the mom or dad, or at least that, and you are just playing with your toys, having fun, your little kid and stuff, and then all of a sudden your parents come over there and saying you're you're terminated. Be like, what do you talk about? Then they just stick up and get rid of you, and then they just shove you out the window. That's basically what happened to me. What they did was is they just said nothing. All they said was, you're suspended, and they have a boot, and then they terminate me, take me out of the house. And I had to get out there and cry. They basically deleted all of my toys, videos, I should say. Basically, they just lit everything on fire and let it all burn to the ground. And they just closed the door on my face and said nothing. That's what it feels like when you have done nothing, or at least did something wrong, and you have no idea what you did. It's the same thing as if you were at school and then, all of a sudden your teacher comes up to you saying, you're terminated, get out now. And then you don't even have a chance to move. And then they just throw you out the window saying nothing. Be like you were doing some learning and stuff. And then all of a sudden they just kick you out. Go to principal's office and they'd be like saying nothing. And then all of a sudden you get teleported out. And you just get so confused. Your mom tries to help you, but then a bot comes over and say, no, 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 no. The mother's like, what? And of course, it's a sad ending. Especially when you have done nothing wrong. Or at least I should say, what happened. Whatever happened to me on January 5th, 2019, there is no escape. But when it comes to Twitter, of course, I did read their community guidelines. I read now, of course. I try to. The reason why I read them is because I want to see if there's any evidence of why Trump was terminated from Twitter. I don't have Facebook, but I do have Twitter, and I try to check it out, and I don't think there's nothing that did it similarly. All he said was 2 words, and then Twitter and Facebook were like, no. At the time, he was the president. If you say anything about old man, I will remove you, and then I will give you a timeout because I don't like him. Now, of course, you're trying to say freedom of speech, then I guess I won't do that. But I will not be saying, I'll just say, don't say that, but I will not remove you or anything else. You can spam his name anytime. I can't stop you because of freedom of speech, so I will follow that rule. Even though you will have no idea what he's been doing. The gas prices has went up and people don't understand why we were doing so well with Trump. But you know what? It was your death wish. So how about you suck it up and live for 4 years and maybe you don't learn your lesson. Hopefully we just probably destroy ourselves. That way we will never know what did wrong. I'm not promoting terrorism. I'm just meant like, because everything gets so complicated, everyone would just be like so angry at each other and, out of anger. I have no idea what's the future. I'm not somebody that predicts the future. Nobody can. Unless if you're trying to make the future, like if you're G-Man or Q from Star Trek or Half-Life. You know what? I think G-Man could be Q from Star Trek. Because they both have the same thing. They can manipulate time, space, matter, sort of. But G-Man has a weakness. You can actually stop him with vortescence. And Half-Life Alyx, well, I never played Half-Life Alyx. I never did. Because I don't have Windows 10 or a Valve Index. And I would say, yes, I would definitely play Half-Life Alyx. Anything Half-Life I love because even though they all cheap and stuff, I just was born with it, Garry's Mod. I was growing up with it. And I got, Cry Fear. And because Valve was actually the original stuff that they did, and they sent a Grom into space. Sort of. I don't know. There's not much information about the Grom. They put the Grom into, I guess, suborbital. I don't know. If you have any, actually, I don't know if they have it suborbital or orbit, because this will be the first ever garden gnome to be in orbit. Grom Kimsky. I'm saying it wrong. All that stuff I said was true, but it just because, how my episodes are. Oh, yeah. I always forgot about my new chair. Oh, dear. That's not good. Oh, my God. I always just... Okay. Have you ever played Commander on Battlefield 4? And you can actually get so much stuff. You can help the team out. And I think Commander's pretty fun. A lot of people don't like it, but you can actually get points in a lot of stuff. You can get ribbons and stuff, points, without even getting killed. It's like Spectator, but you can help the team, and it's fun to help people out, talk to other squads and tell them where to go, and it makes fun for the people down there, I never been on Gunship before, but it's really fun. So please, be a commander, help the team out, and fight other commanders in the process. I had to, something's wrong because I can't, for some reason, that's why I actually went on Steam because I could not turn off. So I hope you guys probably learned some a little bit, but this was basically people's and blogs. Just to, well, blogging. YouTube like that. Is there anything that YouTube like that actually rhymed? I bet they're going to turn me. No, they won't, because I've done nothing wrong. Or did I? You see, that's why they should be a bot or something. That way, if a bot detects it before it gets reported, maybe it's, hey, the bot goes like, hey, wait, this probably will do something with the community guidelines. So maybe if you remove it, we won't do anything for you. Just remove it and I'll be happy. Or the bot can do it itself. It can remove it without any troubles and everyone's happy. I mean, that's simple. I mean, why can't you just remove it instead of get people in trouble? You know, and if it's a glitch, it won't be a problem because the bot will make sure that it's fine. You can look at it yourself. The bot will recheck. I mean, that's called the YouTube help bot. That would just be amazing because it will help other YouTubers, especially, to not get their account with warnings without people reporting it, because it will help you and it will minimize things to be destroyed and it will save your life from many things. Be very useful. Maybe they have invented already, but it will actually, I will get it immediately because this will help me a lot because I will not have to worry about, things, in case if I say something in there because due to my unexplicable autism that I have, and I do have proof of it because there is this thing. So if YouTube say you don't have autism, I have the slip. It's somewhere over there and I will give it to you and I will show you because feel free to look anything that I have. Except for things that are actually private, but only things just to make sure that you are comfortable because I always love when people are nice to me. And when I'm nice to them, they're nice to me. But when they're evil, I sort of get hostile because that's self-defense. You're looking at me like, what are you even saying? Aren't you supposed to be a yellow-footed rock wallaby that doesn't even know how to think? You changed your username to Wade Warner? Is that just, pogging? Pog? What is that reference? Why do they keep... There's one meme on there. It's called Heavy is Dead. Oh, yeah, it's funny. I think I showed my mom, and I think she liked it. And it's actually from Gary's Mod, which I think Gary's Mod could be more easier because it's like open space. But it's more harder to do it. But Source Filmmaker, I only got one scout to spawn. I tried looking up tutorials. I have looked up tutorials about it. But my autism is like, what? I can't do that. It's just too complicated. So, furries versus you. What? Oh, yes, absolutely. I think I should start, well, hopefully this problem should be fixed. Let's just say, I hope Steam gives this thing. Because maybe you guys can help me. Oh, by the way, I did research something about Nevada or something like that. The GeForce, I don't know what it does, but I think it's for the graphics card or something. I don't know because I'm not smart. Maybe my dad would know. I've tried to talk to my dad about why my game was crashed. I showed him stuff. He said it was okay. So something's missing in there. That's what's going on. Something in my computer is missing or was removed. Maybe it's because of Windows, but somebody else has it. Maybe they have Windows 10. I have Windows 7 Professional. I told my dad, can I upgrade it to Windows 8? He said, not recommended. So I really don't know if this is going to work. Either those developers, go back to Ship Simulator Extremes and fix it, or at least I show evidence of what's wrong with my computer because it feels like I don't know how to. Okay, I'm trying my best because I want to play it properly. I can play it, but it won't. It just crashes. Not even get inside of it. I can't even see my ships. You know. Ugh. So I'm gonna have to. It tells me, okay. I hope you have a wonderful day, because obviously it's already morning, of course. But with my beautiful face, Mom tells me to take a shower, but I will do it soon. And I want a haircut, and I will look very more sexier without hair. The only thing I have a problem is I don't have no six pack. I tried to exercise, and then of course had to take my tooth out. Oh yeah, I think I did not tell you about my tooth. I had my tooth removed. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I had it removed. Because it was actually getting yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, better than me. And I promise you, I think things will get better. I don't think they would. I don't think they would. Things are going to get really horrible. I'm saying it so things will get better, but I would have to make it, I would have to say it because I just have to act like it's not going to work. You know, everything is just not going to work. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning. Yeah, I guess you could say it because it's 7:51 on myself. That did not sound right. You know what? I think I just need my medication. But yeah, I still all love you all.